yes, of course, I play the ridiculous Sunahara in that. So, if there's ever like a little guy that wishes he had a girlfriend and is goofy but will never have a girlfriend, that's usually going to be me in the show. So I'm glad to say you're still alive. What? Yes, his name, Hikari's girlfriend's name is Hikaru, actually. I'm sorry, you know I had to do that. You set that up perfectly. Hey, this isn't the girl screaming panel. We'll get to you in a minute. She's like, I'm gonna say something! We'll get to you. Anyway, I didn't even finish who I am. I also work for I also work for Funimation Entertainment, a division of the Navarre Corporation. I also do independent work in video games for places like Ouran 5000, other cool people. By the way, if y'all don't know who Ouran 5000 is, that's really Chris Davitt's dubbing studio. Vegeta to most people, is it Armstrong and Alchemist? Armstrong and Alchemist, but Mr. Practical Joker to most of the voice actors. So, I do voice work. I'm also a pretty rowdy DJ and was responsible for making a bunch of noise last night, and that's pretty much it. Some of my favorite roles, but not all of my roles, so please don't stand up and scream the name of a character that I haven't said. Some of my favorite roles have been, obviously, Goku and Sayuki. Most importantly, Chrono and Chrono Crusade. I enjoy playing one of the two evil twins in Ouran High School. Heihachi, Haishiden, Samurai 7, a bunch of other guys. I think I'm in, we counted over 100 shows now. So I'm lucky. I've only done a few shows I don't like. I've only done a few what I would call sucky shows. Most of the shows I've been lucky enough to work, I'm not going to tell you what they are. The one thing I know as an anime fan is I might hate it, but it's somebody's favorite show. I could say, I even made a joke at this con a few years ago about this horrible OVA that I saw in the 80s called The Humanoid, and it was awful. And they put this sexy robot on the cover, and I'm just saying, if you're going to put a sexy robot on the cover and sell it to 16-year-old boys, there should really be a sexy robot somewhere in the show. But there wasn't, and I'm still angry about it to this day because it was $70 for the Laserdisc. And people that whine about DVD prices, they're $70 for I think it was a 40-minute OVA, and it sucked. And somebody came up to me later, they're like, well, you know, that was one of the first robot shows that blah, 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 blah. I was like, it had to happen. Of course, this is your favorite show. So, but I'm lucky enough to say that I haven't worked on a lot of bad shows. I've got to work on some really, I think, historical shows, anime speaking, specifically Evangelion, the director's cut of Evangelion. I'm in Evangelion, the new version, but I'm not real thrilled about my character, so I won't talk about that one. But I think Samurai 7 was also a big deal. The fact that Akira Kurosawa's family wanted his name associated with that title. I think that's a pretty big deal. Let's see, what else? I'm also a super gamer, crazy gamer. I'm not good, and I won't give anyone my 360 gamer tag. But currently am still shooting people in Left 4 Dead 2, even though I'm playing a lot of other things, but Left 4 Dead 2 is just too much fun. And I don't have the add-on for it yet. So here's the hard part. I'm done with the hard part. Now I turn it over to you for questions, and I'll tell you weird stories in between, but I'll let you with the wig. I think it's a wig. Is it a wig? Yes. Oh, you with the Usa-chan. Ask me a question. It must be honey. Yes. What's your question? Uh-oh. The what? Are the twins high on Dr. Pepper?
What would happen if they were? The twins were high on Dr. Pepper.
One, as much as you would like to, you probably can't get high on Dr. Pepper. But the twins are already mischievous enough, and I think given that much sugar, I think Mori would probably pay for it, and Kyoyo would probably also pay for it, and of course, the twins love messing with Tamaki, so he would ultimately pay for it. But that's why I like those guys. They're troublemakers. Yeah, I can't see your head, but I see your hands. the twins are from a show called Ouran High School Host Club, and they appear to be very gay, but they're not. They are not. Just to set the record straight, or they're not gay with each other. Let's just say that. I got in trouble. This girl sent me this flaming email. This total chicken girl sent me this flaming email because I made a joke about, I think Haru is very gay, and I think Hikaru isn't. Because Hikaru is too obsessed with Haruhi all the time. But this girl wrote to me, she's like, Haru is not gay. And I'm like, she got super upset about it. I'm like, Haru is not real. Done. But they're very funny. They're two boys that pretend to love on each other because they know the yaoi girls go nutty when they do it. And so it's just like when girls walk down Bourbon Street like, I'll kiss my girlfriend for a drink. It's the same thing, only it's a little more high class and they're wearing clothes that look nice. So, but they are the two. They're really neat because they're not just the comic relief, but they're also the antagonists at times because they are troublemakers. And as much as they love each other, they also hate each other some days, and that makes it fun. It's kind of like Cartman and Butters, you know. You find out that the nice thing about Ouran is, I'm gonna get to you in a second. The nice thing about by the way, all the people in the blue jackets, they're all dressed as people from Ouran. The nice thing about the twins, and the thing I like about any character, is you find out that while it's easy to go, oh, well, they're the yaoi characters, they're really not. They have a really sad backstory, and you find out the reason they're so close is they're the only two people they've ever had. And so they're super, like, they're best friends, even though they have to hurt each other every once in a while, but they're fun. They're really cool characters, and it's a great show. It's a little pink for some of the boys. Like, there are a lot of flowers in that show, a lot of roses that just fly around for no reason at all. But it's a fun show. It's a funny show. If you're an anime fan, it's not as wacky as, say, Excel Saga or Puri Poepi. But it's definitely FLCL, which is now finally coming out on Blu-ray soon, which I'm excited about. FLCL, the king of wacky comedies. But it's a fun show. I recommend you check it out. It's very cute. Yes, before she explodes in the jacket. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
You're hotter than kitty ears?
The twins, Porcelain and Porcelain.
Oh, that's awesome. As they should. They're the pranksters.
Oh,
By the way, we got a two-part question or statement. Oh, well, that is fiction after all. You know, the thing about Kaoru that I like about him is he's the classier of the two twins. He really is. Hikaru is the angry, So Kaoru would probably be very nice and very understanding that ninja girlfriend had to be out late assassinating people. And when she got home, he would probably have a candlelit dinner that he cooked, because he's that good. So yeah, he's classy that way. So yeah. But there's so many BTWs today. Yeah. Wow, this is obviously some slashy fanfiction we're talking about. Alright, I see a bunch of other hands before this turns into an 18 and up panel. Yes. Yes. Thank you. It's a question I've never answered before. It's actually, and I never have a problem telling people because it's the first time you've ever heard, and all of us pretty much have the same story in a different way. I've been acting since I was a child. I've been professionally acting since I was 7. My brother, who's also here, who's a guest, who's a director and a voice actor, he's been doing stage his whole life. He, I think, came out of my mother's womb dancing. He is a stage actor. He's never not known that's what he wants to do, and I applaud him for that. But as the little ADD kid and the little spazzy kid, I just kind of went from thing to thing, and at the time I was doing gymnastics, and my brother auditioned for a play, and I think while he was auditioning,